Come on, jump. What you made of? What you made of? Ladies and gentlemages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode of ManaManor, and today we've got a juicer for you. We've got rigging the fights, baby. We are fight rigging with this huge rhino. I don't know what the heck they're doing here, but they are rigging that fight. I don't think they even have to rig the fight. I think that rhino just looks way bigger than them. I don't know what weight class that is, but either way, this has got Hideaway 5, and at the beginning of the combat, you're going to put a 1/1 counter, and then if you have power 7 or greater, you may play the exiled card for free. Now, we have two different ways we can do this. First off, we have the Shakedown Heavy. This is the one that's been most commonly seen. It's got Menace whenever it attacks. You can untap it, phase it out, or not phase it out, but remove it from combat, draw a card. This is a cheap way to get into the fight rigging, but then I kind of like this card, the Daemogoth Woe-Eater. This card is really, really interesting. It is a 4-drop. It does cost 7/6. At the beginning of your upkeep, you're going to sacrifice a creature. Now, most of the time, you're going to sacrifice itself. But that's okay, because its main purpose is just to be another fight rigging target. And whenever you do sacrifice it, it does have worth, because you do get to block out something on aggro. So if you're facing an aggro deck, you do get a 7/6 body, which 9 out of 10 times that is going to just stonewall whatever a Stormseeker, whatever mono white has. Obviously they could have like a Brutal Cathar or whatever, but if they just have bodies out in the battlefield, you're going to be able to just absolutely body bag them, and then whenever you sacrifice it, they discard a card, you draw a card and gain 2 life. So it is a little memey, a little janky, but I think it really works in this deck. I really do. If you're gonna run this ever, now is the time, and we're going to run it. So then obviously with the fight rigging, we get to cheat in with the Hideaway. So what are we gonna try and cheat in? Well, mostly the Titan of Industry. This card is a reach trample, and then it does one of the 4 modes. Absolutely insane. It does whatever you need whenever you need it, and you get to choose 2 of them, which is absolutely wonderful. So we're just going to try and cheat in the Titan of Industry as well as the Invoke Despair. Now this is a 3-for-1, so you do have to be kind of careful. So we are not running very many early spells. Our early cards are very they're a little underwhelming. You can get blown over by aggro very easily, which is again why we're running Meathook Massacre, because you can just get steamrolled by aggro really easy. So this Invoke Despair is pretty important to get out. It can kill, you know, planeswalkers and a creature and an enchantment, a wedding announcement, whatever, all in one fell swoop. So that's really nice. And yeah, that's pretty much what we got here. We're going to take the Shakedown Heavy, the Daemogoth Woe-Eater. I mean, we got a little other things here. We do have 1 Valki because the Ziatora's Proving Ground. With the Binding of the Old Gods, you can take a forest. This is technically a forest, and it comes in tapped anyway, so you might as well grab it for the dual eligibility. And it also has red, so you can cast Tibalt Cosmic Imposter. Will it come up that much? Probably not. You could probably run Valki in like 2 or 3 ups, honestly, in this deck, but, you know, be that as it may, we are running Meathook Massacre, so that kind of conflicts a little bit. Either way, I think it's time to use the Daemogoth Woe-Eater and the Shakedown Heavy, and let's go ahead and rig some fights. But before we get into the gameplay, make sure to leave a like. The button looks just like this, helps out the channel tremendously. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not already, and without further ado, let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Sheena, how we doing here? So this is good enough to keep. I'd like to get into a fight rigging with the Shakedown Heavy, especially, but we'll see what we can do here. Let's go ahead and place you down here. Looking like blue-white, so maybe some sort of control. Obscura. Oh wow, so Jeskai? What is this, like Jeskai control? Okay, interesting. It's kind of close. Do we play the Hagra Mauling? I think we want to keep the Hagra Mauling, just because they are not looking like they're running too many basics. So if they have like a Hanada. Do people still play Hanada? I know, I've seen Hanada here and there, so Hanada's a pain in the butt, so we'll keep the Hagra Mauling for that. Pass the old turn, huh? Okay. Well, we can play down the Shakedown Heavy, or we can go for Duress. I'm just gonna go for the Shakedown Heavy. Let's give them something to worry about. Hopefully we don't get Jawari. We don't. It does resolve, which is nice. You know. So Prismari Command, okay. What are they running Animator maybe? They are. So this is full-blown Animator. Have I known that, I probably would have Duress just so we can get rid of their Animator card. But we still have a Hagra Mauling. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is fine. We're fine. We're gonna go for Duress. We're gonna hope. I don't know if they had a Reanimator card, they would have used it already, right? Oh, they don't have enough white. They don't have enough white sources. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of this Invoke Injustice. Woo-wee! Okay. Let's go ahead and attack. I'm assuming they're just going to use Fading Hope. So Fading Hope on the Shakedown Heavy. And they're going to be able to scry. They do put it on bottom, which is nice. So I actually think we kind of have to keep the Hagra Mauling. Here's the thing, though. They could get back a Jin-Chitaxias. I think our way out of Jin... We're going to play down the land here. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Because we have Binding of the Old Gods, Binding of the Old Gods actually can get rid of Jin-Chitaxias. Because it only blocks out the first artifact, instant, or sorcery. And Binding is an enchantment. So that will be fine, even if they do get to it, which we hope we hope they don't, but if they do, it's not the end of the world. Let's go ahead and set up our lands here. Modern Age, okay. Setting up the graveyard, okay, gotta respect it. More land, okay. Well, we gotta keep our Chief's Thirst and whatnot, so I think we're gonna go for... We go for Demo. This is kind of decent. I mean, it does put them at a card disadvantage for the next turn. I think we're gonna drop this. It's kind of awkward and clunky. I think we're gonna do it. Let's drop the Daemogoth Woe-Eater end the turn. If they don't get into a Reanimator card, we are gonna discard them, and it kind of helps out card advantage here because they'll have to discard. So Ledger Shredder, okay. So we have to discard it. So yeah, we discard it, which it's usually used for the fight rigging. So we have the fight rigging here for the Daemogoth Woe-Eater, but fortunately, it's not going to matter. They are all out of a hand, and we're going to be able to drop this Shakedown Heavy and the fight rigging. Come on, jump. What you made of? What you made of? Let's see what you're made of here. Let's go for the Shakedown Heavy. And then we're going to drop this fight rigging. Oh, we are rigging these fights. We are rigging them. I know they get to connive, but they just discard whatever they have anyway, so I'm not worried about it. Fight rigging, let's go ahead and Invoke Despair. That is our most powerful card that we can have out of here, the Hideaway. So we're going to take that. We're going to rig these fights. We're going to cast the Invoke Despair. Look at that. How... Oh, that's working beautifully. We get rid of the Modern Age. We got a 7/5 now. They only have one card in their hand. So, oh, Jin-Chitaxias. Oh my god. So it's not gonna matter actually, because we have a Binding of the Old Gods, and hey, Jin, you might be strong, but you can't stop enchantments. You can't stop enchantments, and look at that. Look how beautiful that is. We're gonna drop this. I'm gonna put this on the Shakedown Heavy, and we're looking really good here. If they want to have us draw, whatever, yeah. So we get okay. This is gonna get really cute. So they are in pure top deck mode. They obviously could. They could reanimate some. Oh, no way. No way. No way. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. But okay, so they actually don't even get anything. That is really nice. Somehow they didn't like sneak. Hold on. They really not get anything? Okay, that's fine with me. We're just gonna go for Bloodchief first. We're gonna kill this thing. Even if they do top deck another one, yeah, your luck just ran out. We're rigging this place. Shirayama, hello. Oh, I see the hello through the hand. We'll go ahead and keep this, and we'll make sure we give them the hello. We'll make sure we do. Alright, let's go ahead and drop this Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Pass turn. We do have a Shakedown Heavy and a Fight Rigging and a Woe-Eater right in our hand, so that is wonderful. Tenacious Underdog. That's a pain in the butt, so we're gonna have to worry about that right off the bat. I suppose we'll just go ahead and Bloodchief's Thirst it. Now, I know it can come back, but it is what it is. We gotta keep up tempo here so we can play our Shakedown Heavy. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Maybe. So they are playing Obscura. That's not good.
You'll never see me coming. Our eyes are everywhere.
We could Meathook Massacre. We could Meathook Massacre, but I don't know if I really want to do that. I kind of want to go for Shakedown Heavy. We are a little bit low on the land department too, so that's a little bit worrisome. I guess we'll just go for Shakedown Heavy. I know that they're going to be able to get card advantage with the swinging in. We could have Meathook Massacred and just blew this up, but yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to have to just go for Fight Rigging. I think that's just kind of the point of our deck. So they go for Raffine, Scheming Seer. So they want to really connive this. That makes sense, I guess. Okie dokie. So we're just gonna take one, and then Kaito is going to be able to net them some card advantage. Okay.
I know something you don't know.
Well, they are tapped out, so we don't have to worry about anything too crazy here. I am going to just drop the fight rigging. We don't have to worry about getting countered or anything. We'll go ahead and do this. Fight rigging here. And what do we... Well, let's see. Hopefully we get something good here. We get another fight rigging. I guess we'll just go double Shakedown Heavy, right? Let's go for... Okay, we could go for another one here, but this is the beginning of combat, so we're not going to be able to get this until next turn. So I think it's a little risky. Let's go for fight rigging. Let's go for double fight rigging. So then we can cast this again. We won't be able to use it until next turn, but I think we do have to use this. So, Invoke Despair. Invoke Despair is pretty good to get rid of the Kaito, but Titan of Industry is also a powerhouse. I guess we'll go for Invoke Despair, and we will swing into their face. I would assume they just let us draw a card, because I don't think they want to take this damage, but I could be wrong. They could have like a Wandering Emperor, so okay. So they do that. I wouldn't have taken the fight rigging if I knew that I didn't have another way to activate it with the Woe-Eater. But this is, I mean, it's never comfortable. You're on the draw versus Kaito, and you know they're going to be able to just draw every turn. Very agonizing. Very agonizing. So here they go, and they get to connive and fix up their hand. They've got all the advantage. They got all the tempo. This is a rough matchup. I think Obscura is obviously tier 1, so... Definitely not a game to take lightly. This is very nerve-wracking. Let's draw a card, just a free card every turn.
Now this is a juicy secret.
It is pretty juicy, and they go for Vanishing Verse. That's gonna be okay though. We do have the Woe-Eater, which can activate our other fight rigging, which hopefully this works. Who knows? Because of the off chance they might be running Jawari, I guess we'll place this down for green. It is what it is. It's not great, but I kind of just want to make sure this thing resolves. And then they can't really use Vanishing Verse on it, so that's the nice thing. So we go ahead and use this on the Woe-Eater. They can't use Vanishing Verse. I guess they could have like a Fading Hope. Fading Hope would be really annoying. So cool, we do get the Invoke Despair to go. So now we get to cast the Invoke Despair here. So we at least get rid of the Kaito. We get rid of the Kaito. I mean, life could be worse, right? We have this 9-8. It's not actually going to matter. What we could do is actually make Hive of the Eye Tyrant a creature, just so we could keep the Woe-Eater, but it's not really gonna be worth it. So right now we just have like a blocker for the Tenacious Underdog. That's actually okay. I mean, we do get to block out this Underdog with this huge 9-8 Woe-Eater. So it could be worse. Life could be worse here. We will have to sacrifice it. But it doesn't matter. We already got our value out of it. It is what it is. So let's go ahead and block you out. So we do go down to 10. Draw a card. It's just all the card advantage for me. All the card advantage is just really problematic. So we do have to discard. Okay, we do get so this is nice though. We do gain a little bit of life. We draw a card and they have to discard a card. So we do get a fair shake of value out of this. Here's the thing. If I knew for sure, without a doubt, that they did not have a negate, I would just pop this Invoke Despair. Ooh, we actually... Oh, this is good. This is really good here. We're going to be able to use Duress before we go for Binding of the Old Gods. We could just go for Invoke Despair. I don't... Oh, this is hard, though. We go for Hagra Mauling. Yeah, this is... Because it has Ward 1, I don't think we can do this. Ooh. Ooh, this is brutal. Absolute brutality. If we go for Duress, we have to kill this thing. And if we go for Duress, we actually can't pay the ward cost. And then if we go for Invoke Despair, we risk getting countered anyway. So this is our only play, is just to kind of hope they don't have a counter. Alright, we're going to have to do it. It's not pretty. Oh, it's not pretty at all. Maybe we go for Binding of the Old Gods, just so we can pay the ward cost. And then... I don't see a way out of this. We're going to have to Invoke Despair. I don't see a way out of this. So hopefully they don't have a negate or anything. They don't. Wow, they actually do not have a negate. That is actually pretty wild. They're really good. Really good. But we also need a little bit of land here, because they're going to be able to blitz in these Tenacious Underdogs. So that was really nerve-wracking. Whenever you're facing blue and they have 2 open, you kind of figure they probably have some sort of counter magic. But that worked out very well for us. So Tenacious Underdog, yeah, they're gonna do that. Tenacious Underdog's gonna pop off. Take us down to 9. They do die, but then they get to draw a card, so... They didn't have a counter, though, so if we get into a land, please give us a land, then we can drop this Titan of Industry, and then we can gain some much-needed life. We do get a forest here. Absolutely amazing. I'm assuming they don't have counter magic unless they just drew it. Unless they just drew the Jawari, because they can't even... So we just drop the Titan, baby. Come on, baby. We get it to go. We get it to go. Absolutely wonderful. I'm going to gain 5 life and create a 4/4 here. I think that's the best mode we can do, because getting a shield counter is not that good because they have Invoke Despair, or they have Vanishing Verse, right? So they have Vanishing Verse, and they can go ahead and do that. And because the shield counter doesn't protect us against that, we're going to be better off just going for another body, because the shield counter doesn't protect against exiling. So we do have a chock full of a pretty good hand here. We do have another fatty on board with a Rhino here. They could go for they could go for Hall of the Storm Giants. I'd probably just let it go. Lolth. Lolth is actually not that big of a deal because of the Meathook.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
Won't you? I will cull the weak.
You're gonna call the weak, huh? Huh, okay. Well, we're gonna be able to go for Duress, clean out the hand, and then we can go for Meathook Massacre, kill the board, and then kill the Lolth. That seems pretty good to me. Now, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Obviously, they could just have a, another Vanishing Verse for this Rhino Warrior. They don't. They actually have a Bank Buster, so that's nice. What's not nice is they're going to be able to use this Bank Buster. That's actually really problematic here. I think we're going to have to just, ooh, that's rough. That's actually really gross. I think we're going to drop, now that we have another fight rigging, we might as well rig some more fights. So, because here's what my plan was, to go for Meathook Massacre, blow up the board, but now they can crew this. Now they can crew this. Can I do this and then go for binding? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would take 3. This would take 7. So I actually can do that. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go for Binding of the Old Gods. We'll kill the Bank Buster. Yeah, we'll actually kill the Bank Buster here. We'll kill the Bank Buster. We'll Meathook for 1. Kill the board, and our Rhino will still be big enough to take out the Lolth. Even though they get the counters, that's fine. We also gain a little bit of life on top, which is just beautiful. Beautiful.
We will slay our enemies.
We're actually pretty close to, oh man, we're actually just pretty close to being able to kill them straight up, but I'm not going to mess around. Let's go ahead and just kill the Lolth. We don't have Trample. Because we don't have Trample, I don't want to do that.
Meek little thing.
So at this point we do have 16 life, and I think we're sitting pretty well. I mean, like, going for the Tenacious Underdog here is going to be a losing strategy. They're going to do it though. That's surprising to me, because I mean, they're not going to be able to do enough damage to make it worthwhile. Definitely don't have enough damage to make this worthwhile. And a wedding announcement. Okay. So they swing in. They're going to create a 1/1 weenie. I mean, okay. Gain a little bit of life here. They do draw a card. They do draw a card here. And we have an Invoke Despair. I think that's it then. That's going to be it. The Invoke Despair is just going to be lights out. Let's go into Duress. Let's just see what they have in their hand before we kill them. Let's see. Do we have enough black for that? Hold on. I actually don't even know if we have enough black. We do. Okay, we do. We do. Well, let's just drop the Invoke Despair here. Let's just not leave them waiting here. We're going to kill them. And this Rhino, it's actually pretty cute because in the picture there's a Rhino and we finish it off with a Rhino. So, bam. Maru 399. Okay, so man, this is a slow hand. I think we're gonna keep it, but this deck, the curve is definitely on the higher end. I think it kind of has to be. So we do run the risk of seriously getting blown over in any sort of matchup here. So hopefully we can draw into like a Meathook or something. So we are playing obviously something very aggro. Nothing faces. Yeah. So this is gonna be pretty aggro. Hopefully they can slow down a little bit. Doesn't seem like they are. And they put it on top as well. Another land, so we're getting a little antsy here. Fortunately, the Shakedown Heavy is a pretty big body, so maybe we can, you know, use it to block or something, but I'm getting a little nervous here. At least they don't have like a Storm Seeker. That would be kind of nerve-wracking. Okay, so hey, it could be worse. It could be worse. Let's go ahead and get down our Shakedown Heavy. We don't have any fight rigging, but that's okay. That's gonna be okay. Brutal Cathar. Brutal Cathar is not okay. Definitely not okay. But we do have a Binding of the Old Gods. We are down to 9. Let's drop this for black. Next turn we can go for a Bloodchief's Thirst and a Duress. So that's kind of nice. Are we really? Hold on. Are we really that threatened? If we use Binding of the Old Gods, like, nah, I guess this is still better. Let's just go for Binding of the Old Gods and kill the Cathar. We'll get a Shakedown Heavy back. Hopefully they don't have another Cathar, but we're gonna be able to use Bloodchief's Thirst and Raiju. Okay, we're gonna have to block here. Their worst threat is just gonna have to get blocked here. What are they gonna put it on here? I wonder. You're gonna put it on the Kamanu? I would put it on the Raiju, right? Just so that I have to like block it out. Okay, let's go ahead and block out the Raiju, and we're gonna take 5. Oof. Oof, that's not good. Another land isn't great, but it is what it is. Let's go ahead and drop this, because this has to come in tapped anyway, right? Yeah, it comes in tapped anyway. We'll go ahead and use more black. We need a lot of black in this deck. I guess we'll go ahead and sneak some green in there. Sure, why not? 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we can go for Binding of the Old Gods. So let's go for a Binding of the Old Gods here. On the Initiate. Sure. And then we use Bloodchief's Thirst on the Kamanu. And then we're at 3 life. If we can get into this Titan of Industry, we'll be okay. Oh no, not play with fire. Hopefully they put it on the bottom. They put it on bottom, so there's still some hope. There's still some hope. Nothing with haste. No. Well, we lose, but we were just 1 turn away from winning. That's magic, baby. Oh, hi to you. Well, hello to you too. We'll go ahead and give them a hello. Oh, okay, let's go ahead and drop this first. Then we'll go ahead and give them a hello. They did say hi. Oh, hi to you. Well, we'll say hi back. So we get a swamp. Okay, can't really do anything for now. This deck does go, you know, pretty late into the game. Our curve is pretty on the fatter side. I don't know how else to articulate myself there. But no big deal. We're going to drop our Shakedown Heavy. And hopefully we can shake down things heavy. Hopefully they don't have a Vanishing Verse, but you know they probably do. There it is. There's the Vanishing Verse. That is really unfortunate. The Woe-Eater is really good because it actually can't be Vanishing Verse. The Kaito is really annoying. That's really annoying.
I got someone on the inside who can help.
You actually don't. The Woe-Eater's not very good here because the Kaito just gives them literally just unlimited value. And the Woe-Eater, we don't have a fight rigging. And making them discard just isn't that good against the Kaito right now. So I think we just go for another Shakedown Heavy, and then we go for Binding of the Old Gods on the Kaito when it phases out. Yeah, they kind of got our number here. This is not pleasant. They get to draw. Oh, the draw every turn with Kaito is just so. It's rough. It's so rough. Another void. So a Void Ren. Okay, but at least now we can kill the Kaito. So let's go ahead and just kill this right now. We'll get rid of your literal unlimited value. No, the fun just ended. Wait, was the fun just ended, or you know what I meant? You know what I meant. So I'm just gonna.
Hope you're ready. Now
That's not good.
A juicy secret.
Okay, Big Buster. Yeah, another Titan. We can't make use of the Titan. We need another land here so that we can go for the Titan. Let's go for the Woe-Eater. Maybe the Woe-Eater is safe. They can't use the Vanishing Verse, but again, they just keep drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing. It's so hard to get ahead in this matchup because they just keep drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing. It's so hard. Draw again. Oh my goodness.
Thanks.
Oh my goodness.
I'll be taking that down.
I love you. I love you, Titan. I really do. But not this much. Oh, I think it's over. I think by the time that we're able to drop one of these, they're just gonna look how many. Look, they drew with the Bankbuster, they draw with the Kaito. I'm sure they're sitting on just an absolute boatload of counter magic. We have a fight rigging at this point. We're just gonna have to give it up. We'll go ahead and give you. Let's see if my mouse can work. A cheers to you. A cheers to you. Good game. So we're back here at ManaManor with our post-game review. And the first thing I want to say is I think that I really would like to put in more Valkis, because initially I was like, oh, I have the Meathook Massacre, I don't really want to put in the Valki. But the thing with the Valki is that if you're using the Meathook Massacre, it's because you're behind. So if you're using that with the Valki, I just don't think it's going to come up that much. So I think you could easily kick up Valki to like 2 or 3. I think 4 might be pushing it a little bit, but at least 2, because with the Meathook Massacre, yeah, like, you're just going to be ahead with the Valki and behind with the Meathook, so I don't think they conflict as badly as I once have thought. And because we are running that red, we always can go for the Tibalt later in the game, so for that reason, I would definitely kick up the Valki. But other than that, I really like this deck. I think I tried running this with the Reservoir Kraken, that 6/6 blue creature, but because it has double blue, we just can't really get there, unfortunately. It's just not going to work. But not in this build anyway. But that's all I have for you today. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how ugly I am down below. Just do something, because I really appreciate all the engagement I get. It's not a lot, but I do appreciate all of you that do. And yeah, that's all I got for you. Man, out.